What's up, everybody? It's JT Sports. I'm at you guys with another video. I'm here with my NFL Divisional round picks against the spread. Now, a lot of you guys have been messaging me on Instagram and Twitter. If you're not following me on those, make sure you go ahead and do so. Link is down in the description down below. And my Twitter and my Instagram is both JT Sports _. So, you guys been asking me all NFL season to go ahead and do picks against the spread. And I haven't really ignored you guys. It's just that my schedule with school and everything has just been so busy. Now in the second semester, I have more time to upload more videos and things like that because my classes are a little bit easier. So this is why I'm able to get to it now. And you know what they say, it's better late than never. So before I begin, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, upload NFL videos and college football videos daily. And let's get into it. So first game we had the Tennessee Titans on the road to face the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens are favored to win this game at the time of recording this by 10 points. And Tennessee is an underdog in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Baltimore Ravens to win this game outright. And I do think they cover. Now, I know Tennessee has a tendency to show up in big moments. They always show up in big games. And they're a really scrappy team. And they're a team that when they come into games as underdogs, they have a good opportunity to pull off the upset. And they showed us last week when they beat the New England Patriots at New England. They were underdogs in that matchup. They played the New England Patriots offense that has struggled for mostly the whole entire season. They don't really have a true number one wide receiver on the outside. We saw that last week. And they also probably have the worst offensive line we've seen out of the New England Patriots in some time. So the New England Patriots lost that game versus Tennessee. Tennessee was able to capitalize off that, and they were able to win the game. And they relied heavily on Derrick Henry and the running game. I believe he had like 34 carries for nearly almost 200 yards. If he probably would have got a couple of more carries, he probably would have eclipsed over 200 yards. But he had 200 scrimmage yards in that game, had like 180 rushing yards, I believe. But in this matchup versus the Baltimore Ravens, this Baltimore Ravens offense is a lot better than the New England Patriots offense. And basically, I don't like saying this, but they pretty much have been unstoppable. Lamar Jackson is pretty much pick your poison with them. I mean, you try to stop the run, they'll just go ahead and throw the ball over the top. And you try to stop the pass, they'll just run it all day. So, I mean, it's pretty much pick your poison. I think Tennessee can compete for a couple of quarters with the Baltimore Ravens. I don't think the Baltimore Ravens are going to come in here and they're going to annihilate the Tennessee Titans. I'll be really surprised if that happens. But I do think at the end of the day, we'll start to see the Baltimore Ravens start to wear down the Tennessee Titans. And we'll start to see the Baltimore Ravens prove that they are the better team in this situation. And they also have the better coaching staff as well. So I think Baltimore wins this game. And I think they cover as well. So the next team that we have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Seattle Seahawks are a 3.5 point underdog going into this game on the road and Lambeau Field. Now, this is a really interesting game in my opinion because here's why. So the Seattle Seahawks, they beat the Philadelphia Eagles, a banged up Philadelphia Eagles team on the road. That's the only pick that basically all of America got right. And now you're going on the road facing the Green Bay Packers team that has been pretty up and down, really inconsistent. I mean, some games they look really well when they're able to get the run game going and things like that. But when the run game's not going and the offensive line isn't playing as well, this Green Bay Packers team looks really, really different. They win really ugly as well. They don't really win impressively. So with a first-year head coach and Matt LaFleur and things like that, I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks to pull off the upset. I'm going to take them with that 3.5 point spread that they have as underdogs. And the reason why I'm going to go ahead and take Seattle to win this game is because when you look at rookie head coaches in the NFL, you don't really see a lot of rookie head coaches making it all the way into the Super Bowl and making it into the championship games for the conferences and things like that. And I think Pete Carroll, with the experience that he has on his coaching staff, and Russell Wilson, I think that's going to be the deciding factor. And also, Matt LaFleur is probably going to be a little inexperienced, so he might make a couple of mistakes in this game. I know he coached some really good games in the regular season, but the playoffs is an entirely different animal. So I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks to win this game. I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, Russell Wilson has never won at Lambeau Field. I think he's like 0-4 on the road in Green Bay. But I think this is a different story. I think Seattle's defense is really good. And I like the coaching staff and the experience that the Seattle Seahawks have. And people fail to realize that in the playoffs, it's not all about talent. In the playoffs, it's a mixture of both. It's about talent and it's all about coaching as well. And most of the time, you seem to see the more experienced coaching staffs seem to go ahead and make it a little bit more farther than these rookie head coaches. Now, I'm not saying Matt LaFleur is a bad coach or anything like that. I'm just saying you don't normally see a lot of rookie head coaches go all the way, make it into the conference championship games and Super Bowls like that. So I'm going to take Pete Carroll. I like the experience that they have. I like Russell Wilson. And I'm going to take Seattle. So the next game we have the Houston Texans on the road to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs are favored to win this game by 9 points. The Texans are coming into this game as an underdog. The last time these two teams played, the Texans won that game. And it was injuries on both sides. When I previewed the game, a lot of people said that such and such was missing for the Houston Texans and such was missing for the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, both of these teams are fully healthy coming into this game. Now, the Houston Texans last week when they played the Buffalo Bills, this offensive line allowed 7 sacks. So I'm really concerned about this Houston Texans offensive line going into this game because you're looking at the Kansas City Chiefs defense that is really improved compared to what they were last year. This is not the same Chiefs defense we're accustomed to seeing over the last couple of seasons. This is a Kansas City Chiefs team. They can generate pressure up front. And they also have a really good secondary. Now, given this is probably going to cause a lot of debate in the comment section, a lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans are probably going to get riled up about this. But I don't think Kansas City's front seven is as good as Buffalo's front seven. But I do believe they will be able to get pressure. I'm just not expecting them to generate all the pressure they were getting against, like the Buffalo Bills were getting against the Houston Texans last week. But I do think Houston's front seven is really good, just not as good as Buffalo's. Not trying to throw any salt or shade on Kansas City's front seven. I'm not saying they're not talented. I'm just saying that they're not as good as Buffalo's. So I think Kansas City. I'm going to take Houston. I'm not taking Houston to win this game. I think Kansas City is going to win this game, but I don't think Kansas City beats the Texans by 9 points because both of these defenses have been pretty much up and down at times. Although Kansas City's defense has been the better of the two defenses and they're really improved, I think this is going to end up being a shootout, and I think this game could be a lot closer than the 9-point spread. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game. But I'm going to take the Texans because I just don't think Kansas City beats the Houston Texans by nearly 10 points. Just because Houston's offense, although the offensive line has been questionable, as we've seen with Deshaun Watson, I mean, as long as Houston has Deshaun Watson, they're always going to be in games. And with his playmaking ability as well, and the Houston Texans are also going to have Will Fuller back into the mix as well. So I think that's going to be another interesting dynamic as well to keep up with. And I think this game is going to go in the favor of the Kansas City Chiefs, but I'm not going to take them to cover. I'm going to take the Texans, and I think this game is going to be pretty high scoring, but I just don't see the Chiefs covering with over 9 points to win this game by that much. So last game that we have the Minnesota Vikings versus the San Francisco 49ers. Now the 49ers are hosting this game. They're at home. They're favored to win this game by 7 points. The Minnesota Vikings are coming into this game after an upset victory over the New Orleans Saints, which they pulled off in overtime. Now this is pretty much has been the toughest game for me this week. I've been going back and forth. The Minnesota Vikings, they're hot at the right moment. Football is a game that isn't all about physicality on the field and what happens on the field play, but it's also a mental game as well, and it's also about who's getting hot at the right moments. And the Minnesota Vikings, this is a team that's getting hot at the right moment. This is also a Minnesota Vikings team that shut down the New Orleans Saints offense, which has been one of the best offenses in the NFL this season. I mean, this New Orleans Saints offense has been on a tear before playing the Minnesota Vikings week prior. I mean, this was an unstoppable offense with Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas and things like that. And the Minnesota Vikings just went in there and they really pressured Drew Brees. They got after Drew Brees. They took away Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas made a couple of plays in that game, but really you didn't really hear his name called as much as he has been during the course of the regular season. So you got the 49ers coming in here as well with a very good defense. You also got Quan Alexander coming back as well. And you also got to look at the pass rushers that they have as well. You got D Ford, you got DeForest Buckner, you got Nick Bosa, who a lot of people think will end up winning Defensive Player of the Year and also Defensive Rookie of the Year. So, I mean, you got really two interesting dynamics. You got two teams that love to run the football, although both of these teams can pass the football if you allow them to, but both of these teams are really good at running the football, especially the 49ers. But I'm going to take the 49ers to win this game. And I do think they cover. I do think they win this game by a touchdown. This game could go either way. You could say Minnesota, you know, maybe this game is closer. Maybe it's like a 3-point game. And I can really see it going that way. But I'm going to take Minnesota to win this. I'm going to take Minnesota just to lose this game. I don't think they beat the 49ers, and I'm going to take the 49ers to win and cover because, listen, I know the Vikings are streaking at the right moment, but the 49ers, man, they've beaten some of the best teams in the NFC. They've beaten the Saints. They blew out the Green Bay Packers. So, I mean, I'm going to take the 49ers. Although the Vikings are peaking at the right moment, I just think the 49ers are going to be able to get the better of this matchup. And I think the 49ers are going to cover as well by that touchdown margin that they have. So I'm taking the Vikings to win outright, and I'm taking them to cover. So this is it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comment section down below. This is my first time doing this, so let me know how you guys think I did down in the comment section down below. And who do you guys have? Who are your picks for this week? Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.